Dummy Switch Pod, the Dan Carters of podcasting.
I'm back.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
that's
mean
like the
that's I'm back. Um's back. That's news of the week. But yeah, before we get into the church announcements, you can find us on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe if you're new to watching the channel. And yeah, news of the week. Um's back.
Yeah, I think that's a big one. Unfortunate in terms of the circumstances, but
Yep.
I think a welcome call or return or call up, whatever you want to call it. I just hope that he's in good nick to actually to play. I think probably maybe you might expect a bench role, maybe because I think his value at 13. I think we saw that a bit how we missed that experience of his and also just that ball getting out. I think it's something that I mentioned the last two games. We've seen that. There's something just there from an attacking sense. Just to have another point of difference. Nobody else has really stepped up to support the number 12s. In their endeavors in that way. To have that impact at 13. From an attacking sense. In my view,
I mean, Moody has, but I think right now he's better suited to be at wing. Number one, as you say, we don't even know what. Number one, we don't know what kind of condition he's in right now.
Yeah.
Number two, we don't even know what he looks like right now. We haven't seen any pictures. We haven't seen him getting on a flight. We don't know if he's cut his hair, if he's shaved his beard. We don't know.
Yeah,
that's fact of the matter. Jesse Creel will be hard done by if they do take him out of the 13. But from where I'm sitting, you wouldn't bring him back if you didn't intend on playing him, especially at this stage. So I don't even see a bench role. I see him starting.
Yeah, akin to a Pollard situation. I think you can speak of them in the same breath. In terms of their respective positions and what they bring. And yes, I agree with you. Moody has brought it there 13, but I just think just from that experience point of view, that a bit more calmness and also the ability to shut things down, especially at 13. Krill has been doing that, but I think we saw that inexperience for Kane in this past weekend where he was getting a bit caught up, not reading his lines right, but for yeah, you're right. Why bring him back if you're not going to play him?
And what is it? I mean, how many? I think it's about 3 weeks until the next game. Yeah.
So about 2 weeks, 2 weeks odd to the next game. So best believe the guy's gonna be working hard. He's probably been working hard in any case. But it's a race against time. And yes, Krill would be hard done. Because I think he's done a solid enough job. Credit to him. Let's not take that away from him. But you can see that just a little bit more, and you can see he tried, even on the weekend to get that ball out, and trying to, punch holes when he came on. You saw that, he's trying to reignite, that which got him, noticed, I guess, But in terms of what we need, I think I think he becomes super important there at 13, especially to unlock the wingers that we've got, because we've got real threats, in terms of the wingers that are left.
Yeah, another guy who can count himself hard done by is Joseph Dweba. Now, second call up in a row he's missed out on. But I mean, I'm sure he knew it was coming way back. It's us that are talking about it. I'm sure he knew way back that first guys getting called up, the experienced guys.
Yeah. No, I think so too. Yes, hard done. Because I think if you're there at that level, everybody you want to play at the World Cup. You want to, represent your country at the highest level. But the coaches have a different point of view. They see things, in the way that they see things, and that's why, that's part of what's made them successful. So,
And I can't lie. Dion Ferry was man of the match in this last game. Besides that, he was looking like Malcolm Marx in like, I'd say from about the 60th minute. He started making those vital turnovers in vital areas which is what Marks would do. So, I mean, even how they said if it was Bongi that had to go out injured, they'd bring in Dweba. But Marks, they're looking for a different type of player. So I guess I can't complain. The coaches seem to have got it right. Dion Free only had one line out that he got a bit wrong. Even that line out, it was a 50-50. You can blame Ori a bit. Van Staden, he had two lineouts that went terribly, but I mean, he did get the one that led up to his try. So I mean, it's and Van Staden is really last option. So
I guess even there, I was just saying, like, look, it's bound to happen, you know, and that's where he's going to learn from those sort of, yes, he had success against Romania, but in this time, you know, 2 horrible ones, this Van Staden, you know, but he learns from those pressure situations, you know, he gets better from that, you know, that's what you would expect, you know, but on, yes, Dion Fourie, I think, he's shown that which we've seen from him at the Stormers, when he was at the Stormers, you know, in terms of his man of the match performance, where as the game wore on, he started getting into it, you know, but look, fatigue, yes, played a role, you know, in terms of, you know, look, that game was just a different kind of test match, you know, where everything, you know, was just physical, even when they were not trying to be too physical, and from a, you know, those accidental head knocks, what's, you know, but it was a different kind of game, but he grew into it. And yes, you know, it's a due reward for him, and also it reaffirms the coach's decisions, you know. So from that point of view, you can't really complain, because he's delivered, you know.
The gymnast, they released pictures of him. He was a gymnast when he was a light. I wouldn't have thought about that one. It didn't come to mind, the gymnast. But right now it's Scotland have to win by 21 points or over, and I think Ireland has to get a bonus points as well. And the way Ireland looked against the Springboks, you don't see Scotland winning. But again, there's been hints of collusion and cooperation. I doubt we'll see it though.
But look, even if they talk about collusion and whatnot, if that had to happen, I don't think it would be coming from the teams, it would be coming from the officiating team, you know. And I didn't want to bring this up, but I think we saw an example of the officiating teams exposing themselves in terms of their mindset and how they view the Springboks on the weekend. We almost saw that being exposed in front of the world, you know.
What are you talking about? The Etzebeth, where they said Etzebeth should get a yellow, but
you know, fine. It didn't go down that way, but the fact of the matter is that it almost did. You know, it almost did, and it begs the question. You know, how come? Where is the consistency? Why is it so easy to lean there? Okay, we understand the historic reputation, whatever. But that's why I'm saying that if it had to come down to it, I think it would be influenced more from the officiating side more than players, because rugby is a difficult sport for the players to, like, can you imagine?
The only thing they can do is put out a second string side, which I doubt they're going to do. But in terms of the reffing thing, personally, I know Mapimpi, he did break his cheekbone, whatever. A lot of people are looking at what happened afterwards and then saying, oh, we should have got a yellow card. But I personally feel like the right decision was made. Mapimpi was crouching, and in crouching, and he was also shaking his head.
Down.
So you could see Pulu's like, he's also trying to assess which way do I put my head. Mapimpi is stepping with his head like this.
Look,
you know, there's those guys that step with their head. So so he didn't know where to, so I can't blame him.
I've got no problem with that. The thing is, I've got no problem with that incident in terms of, you know, what happened and how it was officiated. I think, look, it's just those things, they do happen, you know.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you make a perfect tackle and you break someone's ribs, you can't get a yellow card because, like, you broke his ribs.
Sure. You see,
you can't. It's not dependent on the result.
Exactly. You know, for me, the main thing is just the thinking behind, you know, the two incidents where when you look at it, you understand it was so easy and quick for the official to already be leaning towards the most extreme, side of things, as opposed to looking at it from a rugby point of view, as he did in the first half, where, there's so many of those incidents where, it's part of, rugby. Otherwise, you might as well play American football if for every time someone's head gets touched, the game must stop or whatever, So, yeah, I've got no problem with it. My problem is just the mindset of the officiating team, or the man in the middle, when you look at those two incidents, that's why I say, if in terms of the Scotland Ireland game, it would be one of those things, where there's a red card found, maybe another red. You see how easy it can be, because it can infringe. No, you're giving away too many penalties. You understand? Incident like that, say, high shot, yellow, bunker system. You understand? Now all of a sudden, Ireland are 13 men, 12 men. You see? That's where what I'm saying is that that's where it can come from.
But hopefully,
because they present the opportunity, then the team has to take.
Then they're left with no choice. But I will say, I have to bring back out the green hat this weekend, because I'm fully hoping that Ireland win this match, because of the result that we saw from the All Blacks. We saw the All Blacks come out, demolish Italy, and this is the thing. You can't say we want to top the group because you want to play the All Blacks. Who wants to play the All Blacks? All Blacks will always be the All Blacks.
Oh, yeah.
And they showed that this weekend. So on their day, they can beat anybody. So is that really the team that you want to play at the highest stakes knockouts? So
I never scared.
I guess we'll take anyone, but to me personally,
but I understand. I
would rather be playing France than to be playing the All Blacks.
Tactically, yes, you would, So, but at the end of the day, Ireland are in a position where they have to back up, They have to back up, because now you can't go beating the world champions and then you lose to Scotland. No,
and then going into the knockouts with a loss, you don't want that as well.
Exactly. So I don't see it. I think Ireland should do the job. Box just need to improve on just the execution, because this game I was stressed, but I wasn't stressed about the result. It was just, what was bothering me is just the lack of execution, where it's just like, hey, you can't afford this, in a big game where you fall into that lull in a game where now you're making mistakes, because then you're gonna hear alele blow, then all of a sudden pa.
But it's not gonna happen. Let's dive now into this game, because obviously much changed team, a team more similar to the Romania team, but the man himself, Pollards, is back. Besides that notable team news, Dion Fourie was starting at hooker, Van Staden was his backup, but the game's really all about Pollard's return. If we're being honest, he came off, I think he played about 50 minutes. Good kicking for touch, 4 out of 4 kicks. But if we're being honest, he didn't get the backline going. We saw Money come on, he got the backline going. It was more fluid when he came on. And again, it's no knock to him. It is his first game back, but there's also limitations on players where Pollard's never going to run the backline like the way Lobo can run the backline.
Yes, that's true. I think with Pollard more, with him, like you said, solid all-around game, but he plays a bit deeper than Money does,
and he's static. He stops he stops and then receives the ball. Also, options left and right. A lot of the time he's taking the wrong option. He's going inside when he should be going outside. Yeah,
those little things. But again, first game back at test level, okay, we'll give him that, But it's just, I think his type of game is maybe more suited to guys that, are running attacking lines, where he can just put them into the spaces. We saw with that Kenan Moody try, you could see what he was thinking, just, that shape that he was trying to get, with that ball. So it's like more that as opposed to, where Mani, he's on the go, and defenses, they don't know if is he passing or is he going, so it's a different threat, different type of player, of which I think both of them equally did well, when they had their chances. Yes, Pollard, the backline didn't get going, but, it was just expected, I guess, compared. I mean, if you're looking at the two, the one's more attack-minded, but a confident Pollard can also take it to the line on, we've seen it before, but at the same time, I can't really fault them, we're in a fortunate position. The guys delivered on their mandates that they were supposed to deliver. I still think Mani should still drive.
Yeah.
It doesn't, for me, it doesn't change.
For me, Pollard was solid,
he has to still drive.
Yeah, when Lubbock came on, we were much more of an attacking threat.
We need to be threatening, and Mani came on and said, okay, look, I can also make sure that my kicks go over. Talks about that, but we've always known that he's got it in him, so we don't need even to entertain that. I guess we just wanted him to start doing it, and he's doing it. Yeah. At the end of the day. So, yeah, all round, a solid game from the two, but Mani still drives.
Yeah, to me, I'm looking knockouts Pollard on the bench there, but another guy, Willie Leroux, he had a bit of a shaky game, I think. There were times where attacking players got the ball over his head. He had a bit of a comical one in the in goal that could have resulted in a try. Some of that cover defense, some forward passes. I say that to say Damian Willemse cemented number 15 knockouts.
I think so too. I think so too. I know maybe for some it may be tough to hear, but
yeah,
Willemse needs to be there because number one, I think he's got the legs, more of legs, number two, just even that physicality, because it's going to be physical. We've seen how the French play. It's going to be physical, and it's going to need guys that are going to be able to make those dominant hits. And he is certainly a guy that can do that. I'm not saying, that all of a sudden Willie can't tackle, no. But in terms of what we need in that last line of defense, I think Willemse has done enough. I think he's done enough.
And their form is going in two different directions. If you had asked me before the World Cup, I would have said Willie all the way. But the way that their form has gone, it's just one is going one way, one is going the other way. But it's like you say, it's nothing against the guy. But we struggled for possession and territory at times. I feel like where we won this game was just we were living off defensive pressure. Yeah,
that's all. It started at the kickoff. I think Ori didn't cover himself in glory. You expected better from him, honestly speaking, because immediately they put the team under pressure. Not the start that you want. And look, unfortunately, he's made one or two of those sort of possession-based errors, in some games, even in the lead up to the World Cup. Where you can see almost that, that's why he's in the
it shows when Mostert is not playing now.
Yeah, as good as he is technically, Ori, and I've been backing him, honestly speaking, but in those small little elements, those micro little skills, and you need better, and consistently. You're not saying that he's not good, it's just the consistency in he's executing his job, and those little skills. That's where it started for me, and immediately then we couldn't get ourselves into the game. You saw Reinach, he tried to, to put tempo into the game there, so that we can, just get going. But look, credit to Tonga as well. They stuck in it, and it was just at the end of the day, as much as it was also that defensive pressure, it was also just that, just what you call it, it was just a bashing test match where that's what it was about. You know, if you saw the carries, those guys, I'm sure the box would be sore, you know, both sides, you know, but that's why I say it was a different kind of test match, this one, you know, to what we usually get, you know, especially, you know, and that's what I was a bit concerned about, you know, is that, you know, Tonga were going to pitch up, and they did, you know. I think they really did. They were also unfortunate in some instances.
They
you know,
did, but I mean,
opportunity.
they had a strong closing out in the game besides Kwaka's try. I actually thought we didn't finish the game as well as we should have, but then again, we did score in the 81st minute. But they had a strong last sort of 15 minutes there. But Kwaka, big impact turnovers when he came on. All of a sudden, Fari started making turnovers as well. So it was difficult for them to get going, especially at that time when they were hot. You know, at that time when things started coming together, you know, they couldn't get it going because those guys were on the ball.
Kwaka has just become that guy, you know, where now he's consistently at it, you know, where he's consistently, when he comes on, you know, he gives you what he's been giving now, you know, and that's somebody that you can't leave out, you know, where I might, you know, you might even be tempted to flirt with, you know, him even in a starting position, you know, even at 8, you know. It's tempting, but his impact off the bench is much greater.
When he starts, he doesn't get going. When he starts, he doesn't. You see this thing when he comes on the bench from 60 minutes, he's firing already. The thing is, when he plays from the beginning, then he only wants to start warming up at 60th minute. So I think 60 is his mark. He must come on then. He must do his dirty work then.
Yeah, but you know, but again, you know, he just pitched up there because that was a forward. That was all about the forwards, you know, in terms of, you know, asserting the physical dominance and just keeping at it, you know, keep bashing the door, coming around the corner. You saw it even there at the end how they just, you know, that's what it was, you know, because there was no ways, we didn't have enough to go at these guys out wide, in my point of view. You know, we didn't have that extra something.
Yeah.
You know?
And to be honest, even if you look at the tries that we scored, the first two were breakdowns of of backline moves. You know, the first one, there was a mix-up between Esterhazen trying to get it to the backline. We had advantage, quick tap, try. There was another one where I think Moody's try as well. That's a breakdown of a backline move, goes forward. We were lucky there. So execution at times we lacked, yes. Forwards, like it was defensive pressure and forwards carrying us. Kwaka's line break there. So yeah, I don't know if that's a thing of the backline being rejigged because Mapimpi went out, or if it's, you know.
I just think we couldn't get our shape going. You know, if you know what I mean, like
but it goes back to Pollard. It goes back to Pollard. I don't want to bring it up, but it goes back to Pollard. It goes back to him. Yeah, like I'm not trying to pick on the guy or whatever, but it goes back to we're sitting here and we're like, I don't know, something wasn't right. We know, we just don't want to say it. It was Pollard.
We think diplomatic, but looking sharp. Yeah, look, you can see Vele, because I mean they haven't played with him in how long, you know. So he's new now, you know. As old as he is, he's new, you know, in terms of the feel, you know. So that's why you saw the difference in Mani was on. Yes, you know, there was a bit.
And the thing is also, we're playing a different pattern where we're more dependent on 10. Where he was flourishing last World Cup and everything, we are playing more of 9 than what we are now. We're playing we're playing a bit more wider now. Faf was the guy. It was Faf the whole time. It was just him out there. Yeah.
Mane's the guy now. Mane's the guy now. You know, and that's why I say he still drives for me. He still drives, you know. But overall, you know, I think it's just they did what they needed to do.
Yeah.
Tonga didn't make it easy. You know, I expected, that's what I expected from them in any case, to make it, you know, that it was going to be a tough physical game. You know, what was stressing me was just that the execution part, you know. again, fortunate that, you know, you have this opportunity to have this sort of game where you can learn, take, you know, away from, to say you're not going to get away with certain things in a bigger game, you know. So yeah, all we can do is just, you know, look ahead, I guess, in this, because this one is done and dusted, you know, and it's just about the next one, you know. But again, it goes down to the thing that we've been talking about from the beginning: selection. From before even the tournament started, that's what's gonna, and it's becoming more and more evident now for us, is that selection is the only thing that can really hurt us.
Yeah, even going to selection, one thing that I did see as well is that Moody was doing a lot of the kick chase, even though he was doing a lot of the kick chase on the wing. One of the tries, even I think it was Creel's try, it came from a penalty from his kick chase. And that makes me think, does he play in the knockouts? I mean, at wing, not at center. Does he play?
Well, I think now with Mapimpi out, I think it does sort of give him a shot, you know, because perhaps he's got that height, the bit of height, you know, maybe that physicality in the air, you know. He's almost like what Mapimpi can bring, because Mapimpi is, let's be honest, you know, when he can get those balls back for us, you know, in the air, you know, especially when he's on song. So I think Moody can offer something like that, but then also he's got a bit more, you know, from an attacking point of view. So yeah, I think he becomes a strong contender now, you know. But then again, who do you leave out?
It's between him and Arendse, but I guess if Arendse had played in this game, you could also, you know, I'm sure he would have done some things. So
yeah, true, and that's why I think Arendse is the guy. You know, you can already see Arendse, Colby. I think those are the guys.
We're all set.
You know,
I said we're all set. We're all set on the wing then.
Yeah, we all sit there. I think we're good there in the wingers. It's just we need somebody with the master key. You understand? You know?
Yeah.
So
yeah. But that's,
so
I think
he's back.
Yeah. I think for me, starts in the knockouts. Any closing remarks from you, Chris?
All I'm saying is just, John, they just need to, it's do or die. It's serious now. Now it's serious. There's no more flashing lights and what. Okay, they can still keep them, but I'm just saying that there's no more. It's serious now. You know, going forward. You know, it's do or die, and we don't wanna be sent home. You know, we don't, after like all the backing. You know, like come on.
Yeah,
all the backing. No, honestly speaking, you know, and it's in the Boxers' hands. I think we said it before. This is for them to really mess up, you know, because they have the team, they have the guys, they have the ability to defend this thing. You know, if they tick all the boxes from selection, everything, we've got it. So it's ours to lose. So that's why I say it's serious now, you know.